Right. So, I mean, laziness is the mother of innovation in many cases, right? I don't want to do something that takes a lot of muscular power, so I'm going to build a machine to do it. With my main channel, I always go to the effort of making these very elaborate thumbnails, and sometimes a thumbnail can take an entire day. For Thomas Frank Explains, I'm teaching Notion. It doesn't need to be super artsy fartsy. So I had a day where I put my camera on 60 frames per second mode, so every frame was nice and crisp and clear, and I just did a bunch of facial expressions. And now I have a folder with hundreds of facial expressions that I can just drag onto every thumbnail that I make. I don't have to shoot thumbnail expressions basically ever again. And that just, it's not even really laziness. It means I can make more content because I'm not spending extra time every single time I shoot a video trying to get a thumbnail. It's just there for me. And the other thing is like, no one really cares. If you go on Mr. Beast Shorts or Mr. Beast Gaming, it's the same photo of Jimmy every single video, just like looking to the side and having this crazy expression on his face. It's always the same.
Yeah.
And everyone still watches the video.
I interviewed Graham Stephan and I roasted him.
So there was a podcast episode I did many years ago with a guy who worked for Akamai Technologies. And he said at Akamai, they have this rule called the 15-minute rule, where when you get stuck on something, the process is this. You have to spend 15 minutes trying on your own to solve the problem. And while you do it, you have to document what you're doing and pinpoint exactly where you're stuck. Usually this means you're going to solve the problem yourself. But after 15 minutes, if you're still stuck, you actually have to go ask for help. And in a corporate environment, this is to basically save money, right? Because you don't want people going, oh, I'm helpless, I need to go to someone else to ask for help all the time. Yeah. But you also don't want to be paying somebody a high engineer salary to bang their head against a problem for hours and get no. So that's kind of the recipe. Like, find a niche, become the go-to person in that niche. And that is a monstrous amount of effort. And let me tell you, I spend a lot of time on my channel, but that's what it is. And then you can find a good product to sell. And a lot of niche knowledge is required there. Like when I got into the Notion stuff, nobody was selling templates. And there was like this, I remember there was like a sentiment on the Notion subreddit, which is kind of still there, of like, who would ever buy a template? That's dumb. And even on Twitter, it's like, oh, maybe I'd pay $5 for a template. Well, I was running my entire content creation process and all the project management using a Notion template that we'd built. And I had a very simple, so last month we did 145K.
So I think the takeaway is, for people who may or may not use Notion, you've done an obsessive amount of research, like both on Reddit, just finding people's problems, finding a platform that was early enough that the competition wasn't there to then build a tool that could solve those problems and also maybe be first to market in terms of a lot of the templates.
And both of my templates were things I badly wanted. And I think like I don't know if that's necessarily a requirement for building a good product because you can go out and do good market research. But if you're a heavy user of a tool and you're just like, I really need this thing, and you see the opportunity to build it, maybe that's a good opportunity to go out and ask, like, do other people want this? Yeah. And I just knew in my bones, like, I did not need to go do research. I knew people wanted a full task and note and project management tool all in one. In the last year, templates are probably half. Wow. Okay. Maybe 55%. So we'll do products at 55%.
And how much are we talking about again?
I think it's around 750,000.
750,000. Okay.
Yeah, in products.
Yeah.
And that's just the Notion templates.
Yeah.
I don't really have other products.
Yeah.
My merch doesn't sell. Nobody wants my t-shirts. So do you want me to slap that on there?
Yeah, slap it on there. Yeah. Amazing.
Products.
Yeah.
55%. Okay. And then courses.
Yeah.
But I want to say courses, we've probably done 150.
Okay.
So what would that be, like 10%?
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to say 10%.
Yeah.
I think we've done 150-ish on courses. So,
and these are your courses on Skillshare?
Yes, this is Skillshare.
Yeah.
So, or Skillshare, and then a little bit on Nebula classes. And then in the future, I will have some of my own on my own platform, specifically for Notion.
Cool.
But right now, we just have the templates.
Cool. What else?
Brand deals.
Yep.
So, I haven't done a brand deal since April.
Interesting.
But then if we're talking about the last year, it was like 2 to 3 a month. It would have been like 12K per deal. So between like 20 and 30K after fees per month. Let's just put that at also about 150, I think, if we're going like last 12 months. So I'm just going to do, actually, I think it's a bit more. It's probably more like 185 or something. Yeah. Okay. What else do we have?
YouTube AdSense.
YouTube AdSense.
Take us through it.
That is roughly 13-ish to 15-ish K a month. Yes. So, I mean, I view YouTube as a marketing platform. And one of my big pet peeves is when people are like, oh, I got 1 billion shorts views and I only got paid 8 cents. And like, you could have driven 1 billion people to your website or to your longer form content, or like, dude, you're leaving so much on the table. And who cares if you didn't get paid from AdSense on the videos? Cause like, it's only this much.
Yeah. What else? What's the final part of the pie?